Hi, I'm Jerica Hilton, and I was a Capulet gang member for the Romeo and Juliet play.
And I'm Wyatt Lampley, and I directed the media coverage of Thursday night's play.
Thursday night's coverage was better in many ways. One was the Iris. What?
Yeah, the iris is set to manual on Thursday nights, and I set it so that when the stage lights come on, it doesn't wash out, and you can see all the characters and stuff. On Friday night, especially in lighter clothing, the iris is just completely blown out, and it wipes away color, and it just doesn't look very well at all.
You can tell on Jacob Herndon's khaki pants on Friday. That's a good example of it. Anything white just looks like a blur, which is not a good thing.
Yeah.
Thursday night. Sorry, you go ahead.
Thursday night's coverage right here looks a lot better, except for it
They
just
just
went
zoomed
to
out.
a wide shot.
Yeah.
For the tight shot, we really want to see it continue to be tight, even when you can't tell where the action's supposed to be coming from next.
Exactly.
I would like for them to just pick an area of characters and stick with it, and then look away from the camera to find where they need to go next.
Also, the tripod was set on Thursday to where it was more fluid and not so jerky as Friday's was.
Yeah, Friday's coverage would have went a lot more smoothly if they would have taken just a few extra minutes to make sure everything was working better for them on the tripod.
Yeah. It's always good to take a few minutes just to play with the tripod for a minute. Once again, the iris on Friday was way too bright. Juliet looks a lot more shiny than she should, and Thursday just looks a ton better, I think.
I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be alive in the scene, so
Yeah, that's true.
it's just looking really odd. Thursday night is looking beautiful. All the characters are right in the center. You can see the stage and where they're at. There's a good amount of headroom just in case someone walks into the scene.
And see, when she
And
stood up
she stood
there.
up, and they didn't have to move the camera. And Friday night jerked the camera up to where you could see it right after they cut off her head.
Very jerky.
And Thursday night, not having to do much work.
But look at the
because
color.
they set it correctly in the first place.
Exactly. The color on Haley's shirt, you can tell that's a green and not a dark brown yellow.
Yeah, on Friday night's coverage, the iris just kills the shots for me.
They could definitely have fixed that and made their coverage a lot better.
Thursday picked
Also,
up.
where are they?
Yeah, Thursday picked up very well on Romeo and Mercutio entering the scene.
It's very
Friday
smooth.
was extremely lost.
Confuses the viewer.
And again, Thursday leaving plenty of walking room for the actors. Friday is in a little bit too tight, and there's a lot more movement going on with the camera.
Yeah.
And we'd like for the camera to be as still as possible and allow the viewers to follow the characters with their eyes.
Exactly.
But we don't want it to be a tight shot. We don't want it to be a wide shot.
Yeah. I just think because they have a slightly wider shot, it gives them more room to walk around and they won't fall out of the scene or the shot so easily as they did in Fridays. I think I'm being pretty much exactly what you just said a minute ago. The dance scene was very good. I'm glad that Thursday followed Romeo, but also Friday kept their eye on Juliet. So, I don't know. I think it works either way. I do like Thursdays better for every other reason, but
The only problem I have with Thursdays now is it
it's
went
wide.
way too wide.
yeah.
You really want to see a tight shot that stays tight. 'Cause that's the whole point. The wide shot's getting all of that. And when you're running a tight shot, you need to remember that there is a wide shot.
Yeah.
And you need to just find a place and hold on to it, or find a group of characters and hold on to them.
Like Friday did. Thursday is panning. No, don't
Panning and zooming.
pan.
The
Do
panning
not
and zooming
pan.
is the worst thing you can possibly do for a tight shot.
It's terrible.
Friday's looking very good. It was
It
holding
was
on
a minute ago.
Paris and Juliet, and now it's on Romeo, who's about to monologue, or is in the process of monologuing. Thursday had to
Zoom.
zoom in and find him,
Yeah.
and that doesn't look very nice to follow.
And still, Friday, the iris. Friday's coverage is great right now if they had fixed their iris.
Yeah,
But because they didn't, it looks terrible.
I can't really see his mouth. It just looks really weird. Thursday's coverage looks a lot better now, but they're panning and zooming a little too much. You'd like to see the tight shot set to one zoom level, if possible,
Yeah.
and then hold it.
I like Thursday. It has more room for them to walk. The
Yeah, Friday's
zoom right
gonna
there.
have to zoom out right here
Yeah.
before they cut off his head.
Thursday's zoom was really smooth. It's very slow, so your eyes can adjust instead of just zooming in and out so fast that you can't focus on anything.
Yeah, and I don't like that I can't see the stage on Friday night's shot.
Yeah, that's
It's really
a
important to be
bummer.
able to see the stage, especially at this part, because they are lifted off of the main stage on a sort of room or balcony setting.
You need to
And
use
that's
the
important
set.
to the viewers. Even though that can be established with the wide shot, it's still...
It's still helpful to know that it's there and that they're not just floating. I like Hannah coming in from the right a lot better. It just works.
I'm liking both shots. Oh,
They're both pretty
Friday
good right
night
now.
just jumped out, zooming.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that.
Not smooth at all.
But now you can see part of the stage, which makes it look better.
If they could have found that setting
Yeah.
at the beginning, it would have worked much better for them. Thursday night staying really constant and just holding on that shot, and it works really well.
Yeah.
Like see him
looks
move
good.
a little bit to the left now to
focus
accommodate
more on
the
Juliet's
center
guy.
of the screen, but
Yeah.
it's very well done on Thursday night's coverage.
Yeah. Overall, it's by far my favorite.
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds, speaking to the bottom of my tree? Sweet my mother, do not cast me away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week, or if you do not make the bride.
Not much difference between them now, except for Thursday night gives them a lot more headroom
Yeah.
and a little walking room, which could be important.
It is. I think so.
Oh, nurse, how shall this be prevented? Have thou not a word of joy to comfort, nurse?
Friday looks better right now. I think that zoom was pretty good.
I don't like how Thursday opened up into a wide shot.
There was no reason for that. They need to keep in mind that they're tight. Sometimes you lose track of what you're doing when you're working a camera, and you sort of turn into a shot that you're not supposed to be. It happens a lot with football coverage.
It's important to remember that there is a wide shot, and you don't need to capture everything
Yeah.
at all times on the tight.
You're the tight. Worry about the tight. Thursday looks really good right now. With the very slow zoom. I still like that.
And Friday cut off Romeo's head as he stood up.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a really good idea to give the actors a lot of room, especially when you don't have the show memorized, like I believe none of us do.
Yeah.
You always need to be prepared to move one direction or the other.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot easier if you give them some walking room and some standing room so that you can adjust when you see that they're going one way or another, rather than they jump out of the shot and then you try to follow them.
Yeah, like Romeo's hands. You always lose Romeo.
And Thursday's shot is looking really nice,
Mm-hmm.
mainly
good.
holding to that one position that accommodates both actors.
Yeah. The iris on Thursday, right where Juliet was sitting, is still kind of bright, but it's not nearly as bad as Friday. But I think that's just because she was right underneath the light. This is going to make her look golden either way.
I don't like how
Slight zoom
Thursday
out.
night is opening up into a wide shot again. That really doesn't work.
Boom.
If they would have kept it in tight,
Megan's
more
hand's
like
still
Friday
there.
night's shot, it would have worked a lot better.
There was no reason that they had to zoom it out like that. And Friday
And-
kept their shot, which I liked.
And Thursday captures the entering of the guardsmen pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
except it zoomed out a little
Yeah,
too far in my opinion,
it's
and now it's zooming out more, and I really don't like that.
just wasn't good.
Got to keep in mind there's a wide shot.